Let's talk more about the new album.
Yeah.
Because you kind of, it's not that you went away, but there was a little rise against silence for a little bit, and there was some rumoring going around that, they're working on new music, okay, don't tell anyone. But you actually moved to Nashville to write this album, right?
Yeah. We spent, I guess, we met up in Chicago late summer of 2016, finished a lot of the songs, pulled the trigger on Nick Raskulinix, who produced Foo Fighter Records, Rush Records, Mastodon, Deftones, Alice in Chains. He's got a studio outside of Nashville in Franklin, Tennessee, and he said, come on down, and we liked him. I liked that it was an hour flight from Chicago. Yeah. It was easy.
Solid.
Yeah, got to come home more often, and basically lived out there in like the woods and made Wolves over the fall of 2016 all the way into like January and February of 2017.
And did you all live together? Was this your punk house growing up?
It wasn't quite the Brady Bunch of Rise Against. It was like we were like split up a little bit I think for a lot of us, like you get thrown into like a different town like that and it's cool, but you do get like cabin fever, and so like a change of scenery is good. And so I spent the most of the time right in downtown Nashville, right by the hockey arena, waiting for the Blackhawks to come to town, which they did. And I won't bring up the Predators, but like I'll just say during the season they just killed them almost every time. So I got to see some fun games there in Nashville, and I got to know Nashville a little bit. Nashville is a weird place for Rise Against, and I think for a lot of our peers, it's not a place we play very often.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I've been to London and Berlin way more times than I've been to Nashville, Tennessee. You know what I mean? I've been to, I don't know, like Tokyo more times than I've been to Nashville, Tennessee. So it is like a black hole for me. I don't know anything about it. So going down there was all kind of an introduction, a learning experience. Everybody was like, you're going to love it. It's a music town. They were right about that. It just is one kind of music for the most part.
Yeah, country and Western.
Exactly.
Both types.
Yeah. So, without ruffling too many country feathers out there with your listeners, which I can't imagine there are that many of them, I'll just say Rise Against felt like a black sheep in Nashville, Tennessee.
Sure.
Like we felt a little out of place. It was like, seeing a guy with a guitar at a coffee shop. Oh, like, what do you play? Like, oh, I play country and Western. What do you play? Like, well, I play rock. Oh.
What?
Well, who's your agent, and who are you writing songs for, and what are you doing, and when are you going to open up for Taylor Swift, and do you have tickets to the CMAs yet? It was like, whoa, I'm going to go get coffee somewhere else. Like, we are on two different paths, my friend, you know what I mean? And God bless your path, but like, it is a different world.
Thank God you came out unswift scathed.
Yeah, it was funny too, because as I told my friends we were in Nashville, there was a lot of jokes like, oh, you're going to wear a cowboy hat and some boots and do something different. It was like, no, man, I went there for Nick Raskulinix, who made a Foo Fighter record.
Who Dave Grohl called the greatest rock producer of all time. So you're in really good company.
Oh, absolutely. He's incredible. He's from around there. He made records at Sound City in LA for many years and just wanted to head back to Nashville where he's got friends and family, and so it was cool. I mean, it let us kind of be in our element, and it let us kind of like, it's easy to forget who you are when you surround yourself with people who are just like you,
Sure.
And so when you get out of your element, it reminds you who you are. It reminds you like, oh yeah, we've got sharper edges than these guys. Like there's different substance that goes into our songs, and we haven't written a song about a pickup truck yet. So like,
thank God.
Yeah. Yet.
I haven't been yet. I've always wanted to go check it out, but did you get into a honky tonk?
We cruised around a lot, and like we would do Lower Broadway, which is like, if you guys been to Nashville, it's like there's a different band playing at every single bar. I mean, the waitress is singing songs, you know what I mean? Like the bartender's singing songs. They're all like, and they're all top notch. It's great, but it wasn't necessary for me, I would say. Yeah. I spent a lot of time writing songs and going mountain biking, like wherever I could find, because they have a pretty mild winter down there. I can't go mountain biking here in Chicago in the winter. You can. People would argue with me with the fat tires and the snow and all that stuff. Yeah, I got a mountain biker up here. He's saying, hey man, get out there.
All right. Well, I'm glad, like I said, that you came out still Rise Against and not
Yeah.
Rise. I wish I knew a country reference to throw in here.
Yeah, my lexicon is
got
also pretty
nothing.
empty as far as country music.
Solo cups. That's all I got.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know.
Yeah. Not this year.
I've been wanting to ask you a question for the last year, since it was about a year ago that you guys played Northerly Island.
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember during Give It All when the power went out and then we all kept singing and then you started pantomiming and then we crushed it and then the power came back on?
Yes.
Was that an accident? Because
it is so funny to me that people would think that we were smart enough to plan that.
it couldn't have been more perfect.
Yeah, those. Oh man, yeah, we probably should have planned it. But yeah, so it's like you're not the first person who told me like, was that like a planned out thing? And it was. I mean, that was the first day of tour, you know.
Yeah.
And so anything that can break, is gonna break. Which reminder, tomorrow's the first day of tour too. In the interest of full disclosure,
Knock on something
if you see
over
us freaking out, it's because we're freaking out. But yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, it went out, which was, and then. I think that no matter what, when stuff like that happens, we just don't stop. You know what I mean? We just kind of keep going. I try to find ways to keep it going. And so my plan was just to kind of keep it going. And I thought, that plan would fail miserably, but at least it would be like, whatever. And then everybody started singing along. Yeah. And then it got real loud and it was like, and then it wasn't me keeping it going. It was Chicago keeping it going. Yep. So that touched us as well. It's pretty cool.
It was such an amazing moment. I actually have video of it.
Oh, really?
And the singers around me, some of our coworkers, don't have the greatest voices, but it was almost like it was planned. It was just gorgeous. I'll link the video in the profile when we post this later. I'm not saying I hope that happens tomorrow night.
Hey,
but
we roll with the punches. We've seen it all. I've had like my teeth knocked out by microphones like this in the middle of shows and managed to keep it going. So yeah, we find ways.
And you have a long history with Deftones, and I've seen you get up with Chino and do Passenger.
Yeah.
Have there been conversations about collaborating on this tour?
I haven't. We haven't talked about it yet.
Okay.
In the interest of full disclosure. So yeah, but I would love to if they play it. We're each doing about hour-long sets. So like if they play, they're always kind of like, yeah, man, come on up. So if I'm not slammed, I would love to get up there and do it. That's like one of my favorite songs. You know, anytime I can impersonate Maynard is a good day to me. I played with Prophets of Rage in Tinley Park last August. I jumped on stage and they wanted me for the Bruce Springsteen cover, Ghost of Tom Joad, and also the MC5 cover, Kick Out the Jams. And I was kind of in the corner of the dressing room with Tom, and I was like, yeah, but who's doing the Maynard part in Know Your Enemy? And he's like, you want to do it? I was like, yeah, I want to do it. And so I managed to it was like whack-a-mole Tim on stage every night, just kind of like, why is he still there?
That's amazing. The opportunity to be able to do that.
Totally. And we just did it again in South America. We saw all the Prophets of Rage guys down there. And so I got Zach to do it with me as well too. So it's so cool. I saw Rage Against the Machine at the Aragon Ballroom in like 95, 96. And so to be there on stage with these guys, and not to mention Chuck D. Yeah. And Be Real. It was all kind of a holy crap moment, and just the nicest dudes, and they're playing some really powerful music.
Yep. We're so thankful for bands like Prophets of Rage and Rise Against right now. You're very important.
Yeah, when music can tap into what's happening, music is at its most powerful. It's because it's really incredible. I think music is constantly underestimated in terms of its sphere of influence over people like us. If you're here today, it's because you care, you like music, you care about music, and when you care about music, it's more important. And it has more influence on you. And research has shown this than your friends, your family, your religion, your school, your teachers, everything. Music is tapped into you, and you are tapped into it. And so then if you can actually inject some substance into that music, then it's kind of unlimited. And that's what music did for me. And all I want to do is just kind of pass it on to the next wave of people who are going to take my job. So,
anybody up for it in here?
When you're big and famous, just remember me, all right? Please. Yeah.